Hey everyone, this is Darren Benton with Performance Motorcoaches. We are just north of the Renegade campus. I want to do a quick video of a Verona. This is a 2024 Verona. There's a few different things that have changed on the 24 Veronas. We decided to kind of delay some of our 24 Veronas because we knew the chassis was going to change. So we'll kind of jump into everything chassis-wise here in a minute once we get inside. This unit, I will personally drive down to Indianapolis, just kind of get a feel for that chassis, and then it will go on to Texas. It is currently available. Today is October 19th, Thursday afternoon, and it will be in Texas basically next week. So we'll kind of run over everything. So the biggest difference on the 2024, a few different paint options for the 2024. We do a lot of white classic, so it was natural for us to do a white Verona. This is the VBH, it is the bunkhouse. As far as the chassis itself, aesthetically, not too much difference. A little bit different grille here. It's a 106 plus, so you really can't tell much exterior wise. It'll all be pretty much interior, but I'll show you some more things that Renegade did for 2024. So all the product will get a big pass-through storage compartment. So if you had maybe some skis, something long to be able to connect from point A to point B, give you a little bit more room inside there. Exterior TV, standard. Everything pretty much is standard on the exterior of this. Of course, your paint is an option. You can do the white, which is Tundra, and then you can do Polaris, which is a gray color. Does have the 3/4 pass-through rear to the axle right there, which has been a very popular option as well, or popular feature. We'll come around to the back of the coach. So new cap for 24, kind of just a little bit sleeker design itself. They still do a two-piece cap to be able to, if you damage the lower portion of that, be able to change that, be able to ship that with relative ease rather than trying to replace the entire cap and be able to ship all the different components itself. 20,000 pound hitch, which has basically been since the inception of the product. So decent, 25, 30 foot bumper pull trailer. Some guys do pull some stackers with them. I wouldn't recommend anything too heavy though. Probably 20,000 pounds and under because 20,000 pound hitch, but I would probably try to stick around that 15,000 pound range. Cord reel is standard, transfer switch is back in there. It is a smart transfer switch, so it gives you an idea of your amp load. 8K generator is also standard. Wet bay. I've always talked about how well Renegade does their wet bay. Very easy to use, very easy to operate as well. It will come with a whole house water filter that's pulled off, and then you'll see your water hose right here. Take and pull out and then retract it. And when it comes time to selecting if you want to fill your tanks or use your pressure, very, very easy to operate. They do sea level tank sensors on basically 23 and newer. No difference from 23 to 24. It is nice to be able to basically tell your tank sensors exterior wise as well. Of course, your Firefly will have the Mira app. You can do all that, but makes it handy just to be able to know what your tanks are without having to pull anything out of your pocket itself. There is a heat register back within that wet bay, and you have 12-volt heaters on the bottom of your gray and your black. Your gray and your black will both be 75 gallons apiece, and then we generally add a macerator pump once it gets back to the dealership in Texas. But gravity still works. AquaHot 250, a little bit dreaded conversations on the AquaHot 250. We've had pretty darn good luck. We read, obviously, the forums, people talk about issues with the 250s, but, periodically we might have a thermostat, and that's pretty much the only problems we really have. We have some very well-versed guys at the dealership to be able to assist on these if you have any issues, but we generally try to run the heck out of them. So if you have any problems, it's generally initially try to eliminate that. More storage, and then it does have the optional lithium, which is just 3 to 100 amp hour lithiums. There again, not a problem for us to take and upgrade that. Has a 3,000 watt Xantrex inverter. We've done all kinds of lithium upgrades, all kinds of upgrades to Victron, so we can basically do anything. It does have a Victron shunt on board as well. So like I said, cab itself, not too much different exterior wise. One thing that I did never think that I would ever see, automatic headlights. So do have automatic click. Oddly enough, the Cascadias don't even have the automatic headlights. So I think a lot of this stuff is going to integrate technology wise to the Cascadias. If you've seen the Cascadia videos I've done for several years, same steering wheel, same steering column. They took a lot of that technology from the Cascadia and brought it over. Much more sleeker design of the dash, cleaner. Got rid of that very utility truck and tried to clean up and modernize the entire dash layout. A little bit easier accessibility to your switches. Of course, you do have steering wheel controls. So a great cleanup of the cab itself. I would have liked to see a complete remake of the entire cab itself. Maybe in the next 22 years. I think that was 2022, yeah, 2002 is whenever this rig first came out, and this is the first addition to the inside or the exterior of it. Does have an electronic battery disconnect right here instead of the old school mechanical. So jump in there. We'll come around inside. Decent air ride seats. There again, a lot of people will probably upgrade those as time progresses as well. A little bit different intake piece right there. Exterior wise, that's really the only difference. Chassis wise. Gonna jump in here. Steps are a little dirty. Feet are a little dirty. This is probably one of the most notable things about the interior. Let's run this guy. Hydraulic slide. So much faster slide, much smoother slide. So essentially all the products will get the Super Slide as a hydraulic. Wasn't really broken, but it makes it a little bit nicer, newer. We did option this with just a couch. We can easily change that out to theater seats. We find that a lot of people in the bunkhouses generally want a pull-out couch to be able to accommodate more people. All frameless glass, all double pane glass as well. Jump back to the cab. This particular piece does slide back and forth. I'll grab that out of the way. And then the upper portion, you can retract this. Well, there we go. Hold it down a little bit. A lot of times we'll go through and do a ceramic window tint on that, just because it does let in a fair amount of light. I'm not a big fan of that. A lot of people like it to be able to see out, but to me it's just another place to potentially leak, another place to potentially break as well. You can see a little bit different layout of the dash. It will have the Garmin Fusion system in it, and there again we could add additional monitors if you didn't want to utilize that your dash nav unit as your backup cameras. So we'll jump into this. This was something that kind of changed. So whenever this is closed up, you can use this as a towel rack or slightly. So this is when you're at the campground and want to do your serious cooking. Oh. This is actually the first time that I've done this. Going to take a little bit extra work here, so it does kind of fit tight in there. We'll do some adjustment to be able to put this into place. You can see here kind of the idea back behind this. Here, I guess your true gourmet's kitchen. Got rid of the dreaded solid surface, did a nice stainless steel sink. Of course, the induction cooktop will be recessed as well. I prefer them not, but a lot of people like to be able to not have to, contend with that, to be able to cover them up. So just preference-wise there. So this is the Athens decor, which is kind of a more gray tone. Thought it looked a little bit better with the white exterior. And then as far as the wood stain itself, this is the Lakewood, which is more, will go gray, but it's generally a more brown stain. And then the Cape Cod is a little bit lighter, so definitely considerably lighter. Plop this back into place. I did put a little thumb screw on there because I figured it'd be a little bit heavier. So still a fair amount of space there. Once you get up to the Verona LE, that's whenever the dovetail drawer. So it's still nice, solid wood maple cabinetry, but you definitely do get an upgrade once you get up to the LE. So not a pull out there, but you do have your independent. Yeah, it's your one of those will be just for shore gen, the other will be for all your inverter push devices on board. Not too much difference here. We generally do install a lot of Starlinks, so this one will have the in-motion standard on it, but for the most part, people have kind of gotten away from that and generally doing the Starlink. Convertible booth dinette, so need to be able to sleep some more people. Push that down into place. And then unfortunately, I'm going to bore you with the rear slide right here. So they do another 7-inch touch panel. So it is the Schwintek. There again, you know, there's a lot of people that are not a big fan of the Schwintek, but we generally don't have issues with these slides. It's generally the big kitchen slides that are the #1 problem. We did option to cover up the bunkhouse. We get a lot of people that will buy bunkhouses that don't even have kids. Be able to utilize for that for storage. There again, you generally have a little bit better resale value on a bunkhouse. They do really, really well resale value. And there again, you could take this bunk portion will come out, and then you could be able to utilize it for a really large, massive closet. If you need to take this off, it's pretty simple. You just have some pins there. You can remove this entire unit. Just some drawers below there. I'll come back here and then we'll take and flip-flop around. So all pocket doors. Does have the stacked washer dryer. Had a customer the other day ask if, hey, you know, I want to be able to just do a all-in-one unit and then be able to do additional hanging. Not a problem. We can do any of that stuff very easily at the dealership. Take and change any of that stuff out. The bed itself is 72 inches wide, 75 long, just because of your cabinets. You know, so if you're a taller guy, kind of have to scooch up. There again, we've done upgrades as far as mattress to be able to fold things out. So if you need a full 80-inch long mattress, got your two little cabinets up there to put your cell phone. And then your fresh water is below the bed. So this is the Verona bunkhouse is the only product that does not have a bed slide. So basically, this really doesn't move at all, but you do have this additional storage right here. You need to have two 75-gallon freshwater tanks, so 150 gallons total fresh water. Decent storage here, and all your drawers are all soft close as well. And then they've gotten rid of that option to be able to take and pull that out, so you do have two different drawer banks on either side. You can isolate this. You got to pull this snap here, and then we'll isolate the bunk room. There's another pocket door to keep the rug guts out of here. We'll come in. So, you know, this was a nice upgrade to the shower. Just something very, very simple. So, you know, it's a very simple fiberglass shower, but just, you know, the lines in it, I guess, kind of gives it a little bit better looking appeal than just a cheap fiberglass shower. So that was a welcome addition. Jump in here, a little bit tighter, but still got enough room to be able to plop my butt down here if I needed. In case I dropped the soap, I can still get down here, put my butt back in the corner there. Sliding towel bar, or sliding bar here. So if you have some little ones that are a little bit lower to the ground, not a problem to take and do that. And then I will open up, show you some of the storage here, convertible shelving inside. There again, nice, good looking sink there instead of really cheap stainless. So I've done some great additions to the 24 model Verona, but kind of still keeping in the Renegade quality. Storage there, and then I'll do the old toilet test. So decent amount of room in here, plenty of room to take a nap if you need to. Be interested to get this on the highway tomorrow and kind of see the difference in the cab itself. Very, very welcome upgrade cab wise. You know, this product has just kind of continued to increase in price, and so it's nice to be able to offer people more as the price increases itself. So we might do a video of this back in Texas. We plan on being back in Texas later on this week, but wanted to do something with the new chassis, with the new upgrades as well. But we always appreciate you guys checking out our videos. We should have our XL, supposed to be tomorrow. We were super excited about that XL. Got delayed yet again. That's kind of our life we live. It's the reason why I look like a bum today. But we always appreciate you guys coming out, watching the videos, liking, tagging, and subscribing. Thanks a lot.